Hey Visionary, welcome to another episode here at Nothing for Granted. I'm so happy to have you back in continuation to last Wednesday's episode on how to market to your dream client. Today, we are going to be figuring out exactly who your dream client is. We're going to map it out in 5 easy steps. So grab your pen, grab your paper, your favorite beverage, and let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Welcome to Nothing for Granted, a space for aspiring grant writers who are tired of feeling undervalued, underpaid, and overworked by your understaffed nonprofit. Hi, my name is Eliana, grant writer, grants consultant, and freelance coach for Christian entrepreneurs. I live for long-distance cycling rides, iced chai lattes, and outdoor adventures with my 4 little beasts. I teach you grant writing strategies and freelance tactics that set you apart when launching and scaling your Holy Spirit-led business. I too was paralyzed by those questions. So paralyzed, in fact, that I launched my business twice, thinking maybe I should take another training because, underqualification. Well, 5 certifications on my wall later. But what if I told you that with a little basic knowledge and next to no experience, you too could launch a successful and sustainable freelance grant consulting business while pursuing that degree, raising littles, and maybe getting a tan on the beach? Permission granted to stop feeling guilty over leaving behind that organization that has you stagnant and to confidently and boldly step into the most elevated version of who you were created to be. You're here for encouragement, accountability, and a slight tough love kick in the butt. No goals, just standards. Lace up your combat boots, tighten up that ponytail. Girl, it's time to get to work. All right, so if you guys haven't listened to how to market your dream client, I kind of made these episodes so that you can listen to one before the other, so it doesn't really matter. If you haven't listened to that episode, definitely be sure to listen to it right after this one. That way you can get all of the steps, do all of the things, and market and speak to your dream client and know who your dream client is without any worries, okay? So let's go ahead and just hop right in. So I want to first start with, why is this important to know? Okay, I am going to share with you guys that on social media alone, with under 200 followers, if I'm being honest, even under 120 followers, I generated over $4,000 in my business, which is insane, right? Because there is this belief that in social media you have to have hundreds of thousands of followers and that is going to equate to hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is not the case at all. The point of social media is not to hang out. The point of social media is to create relationships where you build enough trust with people that they convert into clients, okay? And that has definitely been true in my experience. How was I able to do that? One, by knowing who my clients even are, and not just who my clients are, but who my dream clients are, and then speaking directly to them. So marketing directly to them, messaging directly in a way that is their language, speaks to their pain points, etc. Again, go back and listen to the last episode so you get the gist of exactly how to do that. Now, let's get into these 5 steps. Number 1, you have to know your niche. Okay, so you have to know the niche of your dream client. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to episode 21 where I help you determine what is your niche. Now, how do you do this? Okay, when you build out your client, you first need to know, what do they specialize in? What is their mission? What is the impact that they're making in their community? Okay, what is their area of expertise and the services that they provide? So that's step 1. Step 2, and of course, go ahead, give them a name. Step 2 is, where are they in their journey? Okay, there's some organizations that are just starting out, and that's totally fine. You can put that, okay, I want to help organizations that are super grassroots, just getting started, ground zero. Or I want organizations that are literally built like corporations. I want an organization that's nationwide, has multiple sites, has been in business for many, many, many years, 20 plus years. Write that out. Where are they in their journey? Step 4, what are their needs? What are they struggling with? And this can be kind of difficult for some people because they say, well, obviously they need funding. Okay, get specific. Don't be lazy on this, because you're going to have to create content revolving all around their pain points. So you need to know, what are their specific needs. Are they needing funding because they need capacity building with staff? They need additional training. Do they need infrastructure? Are they needing to, create new programs, technology? What is their specific needs? Have they been burned by so many other grant writers and they just want somebody they can trust and who is going to deliver? Hone in on exactly what their needs and pain points are. Again, you're going to be using this when you're creating your content. Now, step 5 is probably my favorite, because now you get to talk about the relationship that you build with them. And it's, what is it like when you're working with them? How does that feel? Are you excited to get up in the morning? How do they challenge you? What about working with them challenges you and forces you to grow? This is going to have to require you to get outside of your comfort zone. I like working with organizations that challenge me. I don't want to feel bored. I don't want to feel like I'm stagnant. I want to feel like I'm learning from them just as much as they're learning from me. And so think about, how are you challenged? What are your areas of opportunity, and how can you learn from your dream clients and your dream organizations? Okay, so why do we do this exercise? Because I want you, like I've been mentioning through this episode, to create content that speaks directly to your dream client. Because there's nothing worse than coming into work and opening up your email, pumped for the day, and then you see in that subject line from that sender, it's the client that you can't stand. You literally groan. You at that point are like, maybe I should go back to bed for another 30 minutes and see if I can muster up the energy to deal with this client. You know which client I'm talking about, because he's the one where every single time your phone goes off and you look at the caller ID, you just say, sorry, I'm on lunch, call you back in 2 hours. No one wants to work like that. That is the absolute worst. You did not build out your own business to work with clients that don't light you up, clients that don't excite you, clients that literally drag you down and make you wonder, should I have just stayed at my job? That is the worst. And I refuse to build a business working with clients that I don't absolutely love. And thankfully, thanks to these strategies and to the work that I have put in determining exactly who I speak to, I have clients like you who are listening right now, who are writing down these tactics and these pain points and these needs and building this out, this dream client out. Clients like you that are willing to trust me enough to follow my strategies and my steps, enough to say, hey, I want to book with you. I want to work with you. Hey, I want you to teach me. But I had to get super specific on who you were. Where do you go for coffee? Where do you hang out? How do you speak? What are your pain points? Do the work up front, because I hated having to chase people just to end up with a client that I could not stand. And I do believe that there's a client out there for everyone. Don't think that the industry is oversaturated. Such a lie. Such a lie. There is someone out there for every single person. Determine who your person is. Do the work up front. If you guys want additional help with this, if you want help and just an A to Z guide on how exactly to launch and grow your business, you're feeling stuck, you've tried doing this on your own and you just can't figure it out. How do you market yourself? How do you determine your pricing? Oh my gosh, how do I even navigate my time when I'm working a full-time job? I am trying to go back to school. I have little kids. how do I do the thing and create a life that I absolutely love? I'm going to invite you to join me at the Grant Writing Business Blueprint course. It is my signature course. It's 7 weeks where I teach you tactical, sticky steps for you who are trying to transition outside of your 9 to 5 and into freelance grant writing, grants consulting, grant management, etc. As a contract freelancer, as a contract grant writer, I have the ability to travel, to play blocks with my kids like I was doing 20 minutes before hopping on here. I have the ability to work at 2 a.m. and I know that these are the kind of freedoms that you want for your life. If that's the case, join me at bit.ly/Grant Writing Business Blueprint. The web link is also going to be in the show notes. I have payment plans available for you. You guys have a dedicated student community. You have a workbook that requires for you to actually implement the things that we are learning and that I talk about. I created this course because I got tired of figuring it out the hard way. And I want to cut some corners for you in a way that actually works, okay? I'm so excited to see you there. It's the Grant Writing Business Blueprint. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at buffaloambitionco@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Be blessed. Before you go, don't forget to rate, review, and share this podcast with a friend that needs to hear it. See you in next week's episode.